Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for allowing us to come and have a conversation with you. We are at the Catholic Action for Street Children, and so our show is called This Is It, and what we do is we highlight what society or organizations are doing to help street children. And our first few chapters are going to be on street children. So we wanted to come and have a conversation with you to find out what CAS for short does for the community.
So my name is Brother Jos
Brother Jos.
or Joseph,
Okay, yes, Joseph.
and you are here at the House of Refuge, we call it,
House
the
of
daycare center for street children.
Okay,
We allow all children from the street to come here.
okay.
We are not collecting them from the street. They know us and they come to us free of charge.
Okay.
Although we send, every day we send workers to the street to meet the children where they are and also to invite them to come here.
Okay.
We do so-called street corner education
Okay.
in the street.
Okay.
So the first start of education for many of these children. And when they are interested, they come here
Okay.
and continue with
Okay.
the process.
Okay.
So here we allow all children to come and we prepare them to leave the street. That is the main thing.
That's very encouraging.
Yeah.
Very encouraging. So which areas do you go to? The street, those who bring them in, start the education to lure them back in here to continue the education. Which particular areas do you concentrate on?
Now we just have completed a new research in the street because the city is changing all the time.
Exactly.
And areas where we were operating before, the children have moved from
Have
there.
moved from there. Okay.
A particular area is Odoko. Years ago we were in Odoko. We had even a mini refuge there,
Okay.
but now you cannot find street children there anymore.
Okay. Does it mean that you've been able to get them off the street, encourage them off the street, so you have to move to another place or another reason?
We know three different kinds of children.
Okay.
We know the migrant children who have come from the rural
Rural
area.
areas.
We know those who are born on the street, the second generation or third generation,
Yes.
and we know the urban poor.
Okay.
And a very good example of urban poor is on the beach.
Ah,
All the families with the
yes,
children there
Yes.
that are urban poor children. We concentrate more on the migrant children and those born on the street.
Okay.
They move constantly because of their survival techniques.
Yes. Moving from the rural areas here, they have to survive.
But
Yeah.
even in the city, they have to go to places where they can find something to do to get an income.
Okay.
And in some areas, they are not allowed to come. So the city authorities, they control that a bit.
Okay. Okay.
With particular areas like Konkomba, Kanisi, CMB, you always find street children there.
Okay. Okay.
So we go to these areas and do the first education, the street corner education, and then those who are interested, they come here. But we are aiming at the young ones.
Yes. What age range? Like the children all the way to about 15?
0 to 18.
18. Okay.
I say 0 because we have many girls here with babies.
Babies. Ah.
So,
So-
they bring their babies too.
So what kind of first education do you give them?
The first education is mainly life skills.
Okay.
So we teach them how to behave, what to do when they are sick, not to take alcohol and drugs, all kind of issues.
Okay.
What to do when they get pregnant, the girls, and all this kind of thing. So we call that life skills.
Okay.
A normal child learns that in the kindergarten.
Yes. But they don't have the opportunity. You see.
Yes,
So
so-
you teach them the kindergarten skills on the street
Yes.
before they come here.
Yes.
And I'm sure it is the way you treat them that makes them want to come into the center. How easy is it for them to find you?
We are already 28 years old.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So you're
many
Yeah.
children and youngsters know us.
know us.
So one
another-
directs the other.
Yes. Yes.
that
yes.
is the normal. normal
So,
process.
so tell me, when they come here, apart from the life skills, what else do you offer them?
So once they come here, we allow them to go to all the departments we have here.
Okay.
We have a classroom where we do literacy.
Okay.
The room here next door is a computer room.
Okay.
We have a library. We show skills.
Okay.
Skills like carving and hairdressing and sewing.
All here.
All here. I will show you.
I see.
And the children go from all these workshops, and then eventually they make a choice. I want to learn this or I want to learn that.
Okay.
We are not always sure about that choice, but
But
we give them the time.
Yes. Yes.
So the normal preparation is about a year,
So they go through the whole process
the whole process.
for a year,
Yes.
and then they decide that they want to zone in and concentrate on maybe computer or hairdressing for the girls, or even some of the boys,
Yes.
and then other skills.
All kinds of skills.
Okay.
Cooking,
wow.
catering, anything.
So you have resource people for that? To
We
teach
have
them?
several skills here, and those we cannot do, we send them to workshops.
Okay.
So we have a so-called short-term sponsorship program. That's 18 months.
Okay.
That's for the skill training.
Okay.
And then we have trade teaching. That is auto mechanics
Yes.
or aluminium fabrication, where you need more time to learn it.
To learn it, yeah.
It's 3 years.
Okay.
But we do that in workshops.
Okay.
So we have located a network of workshops where we can send children
it,
to
yeah,
to be trained.
be trained.
And then we have sponsors who finance that.
Finance that. Okay. That's what I was going to come to next. How easy has it been for you to get sponsors to help these kids? Do you help them individually or as a group? So the sponsors come. Okay.
Everything is individual. Even they get individual education here.
Okay.
So when a girl or a boy is very slow in learning, we ask one of the members of staff to sit with that
Okay.
child
Take
and
them
try
through.
to bring it up.
Yes.
You know?
Especially because some of them have never been to school. And some
You,
may have
you better
started.
say none of them.
None of them. I thought maybe some of them would have started, and then because of financial difficulty, they drop out.
There
and
are
go
some
onto
the migrant
street.
children,
Yeah.
but those who are born on the street,
None at all.
they only know the place where they are born.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow.
So the background is very poor. And we do ABC in the classroom.
I see.
Only
low
ABC.
as that.
As
Only
low as
ABC.
that. And then for them it's very difficult to sit in the classroom
Exactly.
because they're street children.
And they are used to the liberties of outside. They roam
Exactly.
where they want, and then they're okay.
The freedom.
So how easy is it to confine them? Like when they come here, it's a day center,
Yes.
so they don't spend the night here. Do you have any plans of getting a bigger place where you can house them for a while, and then maybe reintroduce them to some families, adoptive families, that will take them?
We have tried to send children to foster parents.
Okay.
It was a complete failure
Ah.
because it's a street child
Yeah.
who is very independent.
Yes.
And he or she will decide what to
Decide
do
what
that
to
day.
do, yeah.
And when I'm offered to open a dormitory or a house, I will say thank you very much. I don't want your money.
Your experience is that they don't want to be confined to.
You cannot control it.
Yes.
You cannot control it. The Red Cross tried to run a house for girls, and that they failed because it was a magnet for all the boys to come there in the night.
Ah.
And they couldn't control the whole situation.
Yeah.
So these children are not used to be told what to
What
do.
to do?
Yeah?
Yes.
So you have to need a lot of patience with them before you can educate them.
Yeah, but there's the social welfare institution, government-led social welfare department. What do they do to try and place these kids or get the situation controlled? You see, you are doing something to get them off the streets, But that is an organization. But what is social welfare doing?
We are working very closely with the Department of Social Welfare,
Okay.
and they are powerless.
Yeah. They can't. They can't.
They
take
don't
them
get
off
the finances to do anything,
anything.
and even the social workers are not really trained to work with street
The
children.
street children.
Many people think that when you talk about a child, is a child. I can tell you a street child is a completely different matter.
Different matter, really. So what's the difference between a normal, when I say normal, I mean a child that is born in a home as against a street child? What is that, apart from the freedom issues, what other issues are different in comparison?
Now a child who is born on the street, we say on the street of course, he's born in the hospital most probably,
Yes.
but he lives
ends
on
up
the street.
yeah.
The mother has no time for him or,
Okay.
or her. The mother is maybe selling some items and the child is independent, is free. And they learn very fast to take care of themselves. How to find food, how to fight their way in.
Yep.
And there's a constant struggle to be
Yeah.
in the area. And a child in a confined home is protected.
Yeah.
The parents protect them, and these children are not.
The parents teach them, the parents will protect them. But these kids on the street are totally on their own. They have to learn on their own or even fight to survive on their
Yes.
own
Yeah.
until their parents come home from trading or something just to sleep.
You know, very often you see them alone or with
all
peers in the group.
Yeah.
In 2008 we did a head count together with the Department of Social Welfare, and we came to 61,500 kids
Wow.
in Accra
Alone.
and we know that every 5 years the number doubles. So when there are 100,000 in the street now,
yeah.
I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
So who can handle 100,000 children?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly. But you know what you are doing, a little at a time, you are luring them in, you are bringing them in, you are teaching them skills. Eventually, have you had any success stories of kids who came through your system and have left the streets and now learning a trade or have set up a computer lab or something?
Oh, many. But CAS was not set up for that purpose.
Okay.
We were set up to try to find out what is the problem with the street children. Because in the beginning when we started nobody could give us an answer.
Okay.
So we did a lot of research and we presented all these reports to the government and nobody did anything with
about it?
Until in 2007 we told them we do it together.
Okay.
Then it is yours.
Okay.
Yeah? So that is it.
that
So,
got
but
some-
in the beginning we were really concentrating on migrant children,
Okay.
and indeed many had dropped out of the education, and we could continue with them in polytechs,
Yes.
even some in university.
Oh, wow.
Some have gone to Canada, some have gone to the States.
We thank God for
But
that.
nowadays we don't meet them.
Ah.
We don't meet them. The majority you see here are those who are born the second generation or third generation.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges you face as over the 28 years? What are the main recurrent challenges that you face?
The main challenge is that the society has not accepted that there are street children in the street.
Yeah.
That their children are in the
The
street.
street. Yeah.
Society has not accepted that. So anything we say or anything we share with them is not taken very seriously.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
main thing. And then
That, meaning that they've turned a blind eye to the fact that it is growing. It is not becoming less.
yes.
It's a serious issue. And you know, there are so many able-bodied boys. I see them playing football, strong boys. Strong boys able to do construction, able to do do all kinds of skills.
And all those
Yeah.
those we have not trained,
Exactly.
they are still in the street,
Yeah.
above 18.
Yeah. So
Thousands of them.
of them, it's like an never-ending story. But I believe that if we start a little at a time, like what you are doing with these boys, teaching them skills and letting them understand that they can earn their own living instead of hustling on the streets, maybe a little at a time we'll be able to solve the problem.
No, I think we go a step further.
Yes.
And we say from all those who are in the street, we are sorry to say, but it's a lost generation.
Wow.
Because when you have a boy or a girl who is 16, 17, what are you going to teach them?
Yes, it's a bit late now.
It's far too late. You know?
Far too late.
So we say to society, let us try to prevent new ones going to the street.
Exactly.
That's the only hope. And that means to recognize that there is a problem, and it also means to find solution to that problem. And the problem is support families.
Yeah.
Because the majority is in the street because of family breakdown.
Yes. Yes.
Now, to recognize that there is a problem
That
in
is-
society because family breakdown.
Breakdown.
And many people say the street children problem is an economical problem. When we get money, we
Yeah.
can solve it.
No,
you can
but
never
that's
solve
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You can never
It's the
solve
breakdown of the family. That's
it. Yes, the
true.
breakdown from it.
Because if the father is, even no matter how impoverished or economically deprived he is, with the mother they will be able to raise their child right
Yes.
with the little resources that they have. Just even not able to go to school, but then you can keep them and homeschool them.
And teach them something
Teach
at
them
home.
something
Yes.
and keep them with you so that
Yes.
they understand the value of family.
Exactly.
That way they grow up also valuing the fact that they also have to have family,
Yes.
and that will continue. But if you leave them or abandon them, that's what they are used to. So they don't know anything about family. They just are wayward, do what they want, have children on the street. And like you mentioned, there are lots of pregnant girls.
Well, you see here young mothers, 14, 15, they have already 2 children.
Wow.
And they live in the street. I have been in the street a few times. What you see there, these children should not see that.
Yeah.
It's a complete wrong environment
Yeah.
where they
To
grow
raise
up. They only learn violence, they only
Yep.
learn the things which are not correct.
Yes.
So that's our only hope, that eventually society will accept that there is a problem.
Yes. Once we accept there's a problem and we start to build the family foundation, it would at least, the lost generation will change into a hopeful generation. We
But
just
we
hope
think
so.
particular churches can do much more.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Around their church, they always find families who are not coping,
Yeah.
and they should assist them.
Yeah.
And if they don't do it, then they break down and they start moving
Exactly.
in the city.
And we have a lot of churches, a lot of churches.
Oh, yes.
If every church takes it upon themselves to help 1 or 2 families, even,
Yes,
it will be a start.
that is enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. And I'm sure they will find several ways of doing that. Members of their church are actually some of the victims.
Yeah.
You have all these women traders who are suffering, going to the churches for refuge, for hope, for whatever, and they leave their trade and go and worship in their churches, even in
Yeah.
the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they leave their work, go and worship there. If you get them and you get their husbands and their children and you support them as a family, those children will have hope.
That is hope,
Yeah.
yeah. That is indeed.
So the churches must do quite a
Yes.
bit.
And societies as well.
Exactly.
Societies can do a lot.
Yeah.
We as an NGO, we can never do this kind of job. We are not trained for it,
Yes.
and we only can find out what is the problem.
And try and help, but not.
Yeah, a few we help.
Yes, a
if we
few
see
help,
in the
but-
28 years, maybe a few thousand we have managed to get from the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
But what is that with the numbers?
Compared to, it's a drop in the ocean.
There's a drop in the
Yeah.
ocean, yes.
But if all the churches at least start that revolution, that movement to help families, it will be, that's what our show is all about. Highlighting the problems and seeing what civil society can do to solve it,
Yeah.
you know, a little step at a time.
Yes.
So this is like a school for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's free.
Training. It's free.
See,
Everything
that's-
is free.
Yeah.
Even the clinic, the
Yeah.
medical,
Yeah.
it's very expensive.
It's very
One
expensive.
of the
Even
most
getting,
expensive.
yeah. And you see, when they are sick, on the street you get malaria quite a lot. So at least coming here when they are sick is also one source of refuge for them.
Yeah.
And getting the paracetamol, the malaria treatment, all the cleaning items,
And the advice.
you know, yeah,
Advice, yeah.
doing a great job. And we thank God for your life. We thank God for what you are doing to help the young people in society. And we at This Is It will see what we can do to
Yeah,
help you
very good.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.